What's going on, guys? Chuck back with another awesome Blu-ray purchase. And today I picked up a movie that's means a lot to me. One of my favorites, actually my favorite overall film from the 1980s. Something that I saw very early on in my childhood. It means a lot to me. It's holds a very special place in my heart. And that movie would be The Last American Virgin from Arrow. I know this came out several years ago, and this is actually only a Region B release. This is actually the impetus for me to buy a region-free player, which is something been looking into doing, but this sealed the deal for me to get this. This is my favorite, 80s movie ever. And not just like in the teen sex comedy or whatever, just overall film from the 80s. This one is a favorite of mine. I saw it I heard about it before I even saw it. It was my stepfather at the time. Overheard him mentioning it, and he talked about the ending of the movie. So I guess, spoiler alert before I knew what it was. And I was too young to even know anything about that. But I happened to catch it on cable, and it just stuck with me. Particularly, this Gary story is like something I could, even though it's probably when I saw this was, well, I saw this when I was way too young. But the character's related to me a lot, especially Gary as the lovable loser, if you will, who's chasing after the girl. He's just so madly in love with, but yet he just can't, I don't know, really seem to make that step, or he's too shy or whatever, just to be second fiddle to his best friend, who sweeps in and then takes the girl of his dreams. But I always loved this movie because it didn't have the cliche happy ending that you'd expect it to have, which really spoke to me. It makes it true. And it's got it just screams 80s for one. I mean, look at this movie, it just screams 80s, and the soundtrack is fantastic. Every time I watch this movie, it still sticks with me. There's certain songs I will hear, Open Arms, Oh No, what's the oh god, the Commodore song. I can't remember the exact title, crazy over. I can't remember what is the name of that title, the actual title of that song. Going crazy with love over. Anyways, I'm not gonna try and sing it right now because my voice is not anywhere near there. But those songs stick with you, and there's so much stuff that it's easily relatable. The characters are great; they're fun. But for me also, which was very important, Diane Franklin. Because of this movie, I fell in love with Diane Franklin. She broke my heart at the end of this movie, but I forgave her. And she was my biggest crush. I still have a huge crush on her. If anybody knows me knows this fact. And actually, I bought her two autobiographies, and she was nice enough to autograph them both, which was personal autographs too, and little messages on them. One of them which telling me that she would have chose Gary instead of Rick, which means a lot to me. So all is forgiven. But like I said, this is one of my favorite films. I had only had it on the regular North American DVD release. The first time it was like a birthday present for myself, I bought this, if you can see this copy on MGM DVD, which is bare bones. It's like a trailer, and that's really it. But that was it, and just, I always wanted more because I love this movie so much. And I actually really enjoyed the film it's a remake of, Lemon Popsicle, which I can't remember what country that's from. It's going to stick. It's bad. But I actually caught that on Netflix some years back, and I was amazed how much The Last American Virgin. I mean, obviously the director Boaz Davidson he did both of them, but they're almost like the setting, the scene, the shots, and it's very identical with the exception of with Lemon Popsicle. You have a lot of it's kind of really 50s aesthetic. I think it's Israel. I want to say. Again, I could be wrong off the top of my head, but it's got a 1950s aesthetic to it, which is kind of cool. Where obviously Last American Virgin is totally all 80s. But the music plays a big part in both of them, and the stories are identical. I said a lot of this stuff is identical, but it's really good. Now, the disappointing part is that Lemon Popsicle actually spawned a franchise. There was a series of films with these characters, and the sequel to Lemon Popsicle, it was called Going Steady. I do have that in, luckily, like a Mill Creek 50 box set, but I've never seen the rest of them. Unfortunately, Last American Virgin wasn't fortunate enough to get the franchise treatment, which is probably a good thing. I don't know if I would really want to go beyond the end, how Last American Virgin ends, with the exception, maybe, I mean, unless maybe I want to find out if Gary and Karen ever, spoiler, find their way together. But then again, it's such a great ending. I don't feel like you want to taint that. But I digress, as always. So yeah, I really wanted a better copy because I love this movie so much. And unfortunately, nothing ever seemed to come up. And then I saw there was a Blu-ray release that was coming for this. I didn't pick it up. I kind of hemmed and hawed on it for a long time. And I still never picked it up. Because looking at it, it was still plain. Granted, it was, and I can't remember the company that did it, but, and granted, it was a Blu-ray, which, love to have Last American Virgin on Blu-ray. But there wasn't anything. I think maybe a trailer, maybe no special features, nothing on it. And to me, it didn't warrant purchasing, which it wasn't expensive. But I'm like, why bother? Other than I guess a little picture quality. But honestly, this is a very good copy. I mean, you could do a lot worse, and I've had a VHS copy, so I've done a lot worse. But then I remember, I don't know what year it was, but way back when I happened to look and saw that there was a special edition Blu-ray from Arrow, but it was Region B. And this is, again, I've mentioned before how I was late buying Blu-rays from Arrow because a lot of their stuff was Region B, locked. Nothing, and until recently, we're getting a lot of North American releases. And this was one of them. And this broke my heart because I really wanted this thing. Because this is loaded. I mean, look at this. There are so many interviews on here. You've got, let's see, I mean, it's high definition. The first American remake, a new interview with Boaz Davidson. You got interviews with Loris Monasun, I can't ever pronounce his name. Gary. Interview with Diane Franklin, sold me already right there. Just a trailer. You got it. It's on here, or is it just a booklet with that? But there's a couple other cool things on here. But there's so much of more info what I really wanted to get from this movie, but I couldn't get it because it was Region B, so kind of fell on the wayside. Fast forward to now, and I'm Arrow's got stuff that's popular North America. I keep like, well, can I ever get this? I'm looking around as I'm on eBay picking up other Arrow releases, and I'm looking at this. I'm like, I really want this Blu-ray, but it's Region B. But I really want it. I don't see them releasing it in Region A anytime soon. Should I get it? And I did. I said, the heck with it. I gotta have this. To me, it's like, I love this movie so much. To not have this is a crime. So I broke down, and I got on eBay, and I found a brand new copy from, over UK, brand new copy. Little pricey, especially with the conversion rates, but I love this movie, so I had to have it. And like I said, I have been toying with the idea here recently of looking into getting a region-free Blu-ray player, which I have a region-free DVD player, which is good, because right now, I don't have a region-free Blu-ray player as of yet. I do have a region-free DVD player. This is a DVD Blu-ray combo, so I could watch the DVD at least. So until I get that player. But like I said, this kind of sealed the deal for me. So I gotta have this. This is the impetus to me to get. I hope I'm using that word right. This is going to be the reason why I decided to pick up that Universal Blu-ray player for sure. Now, there's a couple other titles too, but this was it. I had to have this. So let's take a closer look at this. We look at this great new artwork here, which is really cool. Some of those faces, little I'm not really sure, especially with that face. I don't know if you can see it or not. A little questionable. Some artworks in that, But open it up, and you've got in here, of course, to this set, Blu-ray and DVD. There, and we've got a booklet here, Diary of the Last American Virgin. I want to be careful because I don't want to flash too much in here, because there's a few risque pictures in here. A lot of photographs. A great Gary. Yeah, don't want to show you that one. Okay. Some more images. And it's got, just get a great write-up here. I think here Eli Roth has a little. Apparently he's a big fan of this. I can't see him. Okay, here we go. Diane Franklin. I love Diane Franklin. Yeah, there's a little Eli Roth on The Last American Virgin. I guess he was a really huge fan of this, so he's got a little Q&A in here, interview with him about his thoughts on it. So, yeah, this is a nice booklet to have. Again, there it is, Diary of the Last American Virgin. Definitely want to check that out. And we have, of course, here's the art. And on the flip side, you've got the original poster art. If I can show you that here. There we go. Trying to see what I'm doing here. You got a big head in the way. But yeah. And I always love this. This is a great poster. I'm going to flip that over. The new artwork isn't bad, but I've always loved seeing the original poster art on these things. And I don't know if this, when this was originally released, if it came with a slipcover. If it did, I'm sure it would have had that original artwork, but it's okay. So here we go, flipped over. Now with the original poster art. So, again, I'm really stoked. This is, as I said, one of my absolute favorite 80s film. And I can never grow tired of watching this. I'll pop it every now and then. It's a weird. I run a gamut of emotions. There's a lot of stuff that's funny. It's feel good, but then it also it breaks you down. But that's good. I mean, I love a movie that makes you feel things. That didn't sound right, but still. So yeah, that is it for that. Again, the Arrow Videos, Region B locked, Last American Virgin. I'm very excited for that. So that is it for that. Thank you for sticking around to listen and watch this rambling on one of my all-time favorite films. If you enjoyed this, click the like button, share, subscribe. And, I appreciate all of you. Leave a comment, say hi. Let me know if you love the last American Virgin. What was your favorite 80s film? Are you as big a Diane Franklin fan as me, or am I borderline obsessed? So that is it. So until next time, this is Chuck saying, take it easy.